did not think it was gonna take that long.
Yeah, no, I was like, what the crap are you doing?
So I'm getting wheels
Dude,
and tires.
I was like, I just laid down for a little bit, took a nap.
I'm getting wheels and tires for the truck. I'm getting rims and tires, like full blown.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted something nice, and I was talking to the guy, and excuse me, bro, he kept going on. I was like, dang. And then I had to call Emily and everything. I was like, and she's like, I didn't think we were doing that yet. I'm like, I can pay $5 on it a week until I have to pay it off in 4 months. So
$5 on it a week.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need to cut that.
What?
That little part right there.
What?
Because if Emily listens to it, she's gonna be like, "You talked bad about me."
Oh, nah. Yeah, no. This is what I got for all my Pokemon cards.
Yeah, you did.
This and then that. My little. It's a hipster Deadpool.
Nice.
$40. That's still irritating. 2,000 Pokemon cards.
Yeah, my comic books did pretty good for me.
Yeah,
$380 and a PS5.
Yeah, comic books you can sell one at a piece for pretty good. That's ridiculous. But anyway, this is going to be like a catch-up episode. Because we haven't... It's been a couple weeks. I mean, we went to dinner lunch a couple weeks ago, but there's been a lot happening. I say a lot. There's things to talk about. So we kind of... No, nothing like that. Do you want to do the Devo or am I doing Devo?
You can.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to, if you had one or not. So my Devos pretty much go along. Pretty much every time we go to church, I feel like I have a good one that I want to talk about, which I feel like is kind of a cop-out, but at the same time it's not. So in our community group, we're speeding through the Bible. And what we did this past week was basically like all the kings, essentially. So First King, Second King went through it, and we didn't hit everybody, obviously, because we just don't have time. But that was essentially what the task was to hit all the kings. Something that I found that I think is interesting, and so you're looking at after Solomon's reign. I can't remember his son's name. It's like Joabiah or something weird. But he's a crap sack. Yeah. And so, well, first of all, Solomon was a crap sack towards the end of his reign. And so God's like, you know what, you're done. Like, it's not going to be your kingdom anymore. But he spares his reign because of David. And so he's like, I'm going to take it from your son. And so that's kind of where we got into. So you had the two kingdoms separated, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of the people of Israel. The northern, I believe, was the 10 tribes. Mm-hmm. And then Solomon's son kept like 2 tribes. I think it was, he kept 2 tribes. Well, Northern Kingdom crap sacks. It was horrible person after horrible person after horrible person. But what I found interesting was obviously just God allowing the horrible kings to go. But the first, it was not Solomon's son. It was the guy who took over who the people wanted, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. They chose.
Yeah, they chose the new king, and it was one of those. Again, he started out okay, but then he immediately got into like pagan worship and all that kind of crap, and then went downhill. But God let him reign for like 20 years before really just like kind of like, okay, you're done kind of thing.
Yeah.
And something that David, our teacher, Mr. David, he kind of like kept going back to, which is, it's a good reminder of like, he's like, you can look at the years. He's like, God let it go on for a long time. And he said, that's a good parallel to our lives. Like, God will let you kind of screw up your own life for a long time. He's not going to force you one way or the other, you know. He'll let you screw it up. You know, now there might be a final point, you know, where like you hit rock bottom and he's like, okay, enough's enough. Like, let's get back on track. But it proves just the understanding that God has a ton of grace for us and where we fall short. And he's not just going to smite you whenever you mess up, or he's not going to just like beat you over the head and make you go at one way or not, one direction or not. He has a ton of grace in our downfall, and he has a ton of grace in our period of, just if we're not sure where we're going or what we're supposed to be doing. And so that was a good reminder. It was a good reminder of just where I'm at personally. I also had a great reminder of just blessings that have been happening these last couple months for me, and specific things that I'd been praying for, and specific things that like maybe I wasn't even paying attention to. Mainly in fellowship and stuff like that. We had our first. It was like our community group separated girls and guys. We had our own thing, and so like the guys went to Mr. David's house, and then the girls went to Mr. Chad's house. The two couples that are like leading us.
Yeah.
And so guys had their time, and it was good. It was really good fellowship. It was really good. Like got to know a few of the guys a little bit better, and just good time, good food, good time hanging out. But like I left, and I was like, and I honestly I just thought I was like, man, I'm like this is just another layer of that community that I needed.
Yeah.
This time last year, that even if I wasn't praying for, like I knew I needed it, but I wasn't specifically like, oh, I need to have this or I need to get into this. And so it was just like an extra layer of that blessing that I was like, okay, I can actually see this now. And it was really good. So I was really good. I was happy about the weekend. It was a good weekend. You had an interesting weekend. You were in Arkansas. When the weather terrible over there?
Not really. Had some like ridiculous rain on the way up there, but it wasn't like so bad like I couldn't see. It was just like sometimes there's the light rain and it's like little drops, but then there's like rain and it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was raining.
Did y'all go see?
No, we went to see
Andrew or no?
I knew you were going to say
because Andrew, I knew Andrew,
and he had to end up.
Yeah, I knew he was in like tornado area.
Yeah, he had to go shelter in place at their church, and so like it got bad enough over there that like they had actual tornadoes on the ground. It wasn't just a warning. But like we went to go see her grandparents instead. We didn't really go see them. We just really used their house is what we needed because
okay.
we wanted to plan a trip, get away, just
like a weekend?
Yeah, a little weekend, because we had the 3-day weekend because we had Monday off. And so it's like, we were trying to find something, but dude, it's like, for 3 days over the weekend, it was almost like $400, like, for a cabin. Like,
y'all had to rent it, or?
No, like, that's how much it was going to be.
When we were looking. Okay.
Then, that's when we were like, well, how about we just go to Little Rock, and, because, downtown Little Rock's got a lot of stuff to do, you know? And we were going to do other stuff, but, Emily wasn't quite feeling too good, so we just decided to not go. And so we went to the river market and just got to walk around. Like, it's just like pop-up shops and everything like that. Like, people just selling whatever they can, make in their basements or whatever. There was a lady there really trying to sell her scrubs. Some of that they
scrubs?
Were her scrub, not like clothes, like I guess like face scrubs, body scrubs.
Oh! I thought you meant like
scrubs.
Nurse scrubs or something. Yeah.
No, she was selling body scrubs and stuff. So she was really trying, but I didn't buy any. Bought some overpriced candles, some really good strawberries actually. Because
strawberries as well.
Yeah. So pretty much did that. We went to a noodle place. It's called the Threefold Dumpling, and if you're ever in Arkansas, bro, it's so good.
Noodle place?
So freaking good. It's actually dumplings.
I'm not a dumpling person.
Dude, they were so good.
Yeah, I'm not a dumpling kind of guy.
If I think about it long enough, I can start to taste it again.
That's weird. To be fair, I don't even know necessarily what a dumpling is, but I know I don't like it because I've tried them before.
It's like, my best way to word it is like, okay, put like whatever meat you want inside of a piece of lasagna, and then put it in a beef broth with noodles.
Yeah, see, that's why. Like, I'm not like a soup person.
Yeah.
And so a beef broth and noodles and all. Yeah,
I'm not either. But it was like I don't. Soups are okay.
Dude, why am I yawning?
Because we're tired. Old.
I shouldn't have tried to take a nap before you got here.
That's what you deserve. So we went there, it was more just like a little, hey, let's, get out of town. Let's just, and it's another time, again, it's always good to see your grandparents, Yeah,
so y'all actually they were there. Y'all actually got to see them. Okay.
They don't.
I didn't know if they were like out of town. Y'all just use their house.
They don't do traveling. They don't do a lot of traveling anymore. They have a very, it's a nice home. It's nothing crazy, but it's very modest, very nice, and it's got just like they just like being there. They're like, we want to sit in our sunroom and read our Bibles and play flutes and guitars and sing.
Okay.
I'm not joking. It I don't want this to be taken wrongly, but I mean, what I've spent in vehicles, he's probably spent on flutes and guitars and instruments over the years.
Okay. Well, they are a musical family.
They're very, and he loves them. They're like hand carved wood flutes.
Now, is this Tim's parents
Yes,
or
Tim's
okay?
parents.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Melinda's mom is she's in a nursing home and her dad has passed. So I mean, and she's also all the way up in Missouri, possibly coming down here. So
Yeah, so definitely a musical side of the family.
It's very musical. They'll just randomly break out into songs. I mean, it's whatever to me. I'm used to it, being around my mom and them whenever they Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, they'll just randomly start breaking out into songs. But
yeah, you did kind of grow up like that.
So awful.
I did not.
But no, yeah, he's a good old man. I mean, he's just good. Like, he's just fun to be around because he's got all the old man jokes. Dude, he's got them for days. And he'll be telling you a story, and you're thinking, like, oh, crap, he's really telling me something. I need to pay attention. And then he'll, like, end it with, like, a little
just a joke.
It's just a joke. It'll take him, like, 10 minutes on him, though, sometimes. And it's like, I remember we were there for Thanksgiving, and we were, Emily was talking to him. And I'm like, man, this is a really weird story, but I mean, he's a weird guy, and possibly this could happen. And then he like tells the punchline of this 10-minute joke, and I was just like the awkward, like, I thought he was being serious, and then
But he's one of the, he's like my Mimi, where like it could happen to them kind of thing, like they're weird enough that it could happen.
They're not that weird.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, yeah, Mimi's weird. But you saying just earlier about like the sickness and older people, she had that when she got, like, obviously she's had cancer or she's known about the cancer for the last couple months.
Yeah.
She's been doing treatments from that. It's pretty much since she had the treatment. This is kind of gross, but like she's been like having diarrhea and like bad sickness because she's been dehydrated.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of that is like she's just been kind of stubborn about like one.
Yeah, she's a very
and like
stubborn woman.
yeah, and she and like
stubborn.
Everyone kind of knew that going in, but it put her in the hospital. And like Mom and my Aunt Nikki were like, you should have gone like last week, like, because like they knew she was like dehydrated and wasn't eating and stuff like that. She got in the and like she was like delirious. Like my mom's aunt was with her at the hospital, and like she was like calling her on the phone or something. She's like, I've never seen her act like this and all this stuff. And the doc's like, yeah, it's probably because she's just dehydrated. Like, that'll do it to you. Like, especially the older you get, she's like, they're like, the older you get, like, that will mess up your hormones and it'll get you out of balance and all. She was perfectly, Mom said after they got her, like, rehydrated and, like, got fluids in her, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Haley had a phone call with her, like, that was the most normal I'd ever seen Mimi. And I was like, that's saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, just even small stuff like that throws, especially the older you get, just throws you off, which is just weird. One reason I don't want to get old, but
I could care less about getting old. I can't wait to. I mean, I'm already there, but I'm ready for the old age of like where I don't get in trouble anymore of what I say.
You just blame it on old age.
Yeah, because now I still get in trouble, right? Like,
yeah, but
I'll say something, and I'm like,
but at
crap.
that point, your body is decaying.
Mine's already trash.
But it's like I don't want to get to the point of the age where I'm like I can't physically do stuff. Like Dad's not old, but he's
old.
He's getting to the point now. Like when he goes out and like does something out in the backyard or something, or like works something, he's sore for the next couple of days, and like he's finally slowing down to where it's like it's starting to affect him a little bit. I'm like, I don't want to get there.
Yeah,
and he's not old. Like that's the thing.
I'll get there sooner than I want to get there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm trying to be cautious at work.
Like I'm shooting for like. I want to retire when I'm in late 50s, early 60s.
You know 60s. How hard that's going to be? Like now, are you this is my question. Are you wanting to retire and not do anything else? Because
I don't mind
that's going to be
part-time.
Cuz that's going to be dang near impossible.
If I don't have something to do, as in like twiddle, fiddle, do something, to take up my time, like working around the house, doing something in the shop, like.
I'm talking about income wise. Like,
Oh.
if you want to, like being able to retire at 50.
Late 50s.
But I mean, that's dang near impossible if you're not going into like a part-time job or something like that.
I might do part-time. It just depends on where I'm at in life.
Because I mean, look at my dad. My dad, if my dad didn't have, like, Dad wouldn't be able to do anything he's been doing if he wasn't still working.
Okay, but he also went and blew a lot of money on a lot of stuff.
Fair enough.
Homie paid off his house in a check.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. But if he didn't, all the money would be going to the house.
Yeah.
So it was like,
but then he went
it was the trade-off of that.
And he then proceeded to buy a Challenger.
Yeah, but that's what
I'm
saying.
Really
like,
nice one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you're gonna want to buy crap.
And then he threw rims and tires on it, and then he put a motor in it. He did more than just.
I know you're gonna want to do crap though.
It depends. It really depends on where I'm at, and also
because you're gonna want to travel. I know that we've talked about that before.
Yeah, and like, I haven't told you about this, but like, and it's not like anything like that. We're like, we're doing this once we get the money. Like, I personally want to buy a travel trailer. Like, nothing crazy, like a little 20-footer, and if it's cheaper, just go ahead and get the big 30-foot one and have, like, a home on wheels, It's not going to be cheaper, but if it's not much more, in my truck.
If it's reasonable, yeah.
If it's reasonable. Like, I was telling Emily, like, because, like, the lower ones, like, $127 a month is their monthly payments, $0 down. That's what they do it at the RV places. Like, and it's just because, and it's nothing crazy. They're not like these giant... They don't have a bunch of... It's not flashy, It's just a plain Jane.
It's like a 30-year loan mortgage, basically?
No, it's like... I think they're 10 years.
10 years? That's not terrible.
They're pretty much right at about $18,000.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you can put them on 30-year mortgages, or not mortgages. I guess
like a loan.
It's a mortgage if it's 30
basically.
years, to be honest. Like... And don't get me wrong, some of those, because like I just drove by and like look, and I've also looked at some of them. Like some of those things are freaking houses on wheels. I mean,
they can get big. Yeah,
they're ridiculous. But
in all fairness, though, like I think, like you said, if it's not much more, go for the 30. Yeah. Get the bigger one. Have more room.
That's where I'm at, and like, cause like that at that point, like I could actually have people over, like have friends come up with us, like, hey, like, yeah, we're gonna be in one big area. But, like, there's enough room for us to not.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
together.
I don't know what size Colton and them had. But I used to go, whenever they would go to the lake, I'd go with them and we'd stay. And now, obviously, that's just me. That wasn't. But I remember it was me, because we always went with the Webbs, Tracy and Larry Webb. And so they had their camper. And Colton's camper, it was me, Colton, Colby. Usually Colby had a friend. And then Mr. Roger and Miss Kendra. And then a couple of times his cousins, Lauren and Ryan, I think, they came down. And so there's sometimes 7 of us, 8 of us in there.
Yeah, because technically...
And it wasn't, obviously it's not roomy, but we were fine.
One of the ones I looked at, it was like, because like when we were looking, it kind of came up about the time we started looking at places to go for this trip that we just went on. Right, we're like looking. I'm like, man, $400, $500 just to go stay in a cabin, like, and like, granted, even with an RV, or a travel trailer, you have to pay for the travel trailer and have insurance on it, so that can add up to be about $200 a month, and then you have to pay for where you're staying. But I told Emily, I was like, eventually, like, it'd be so much easier to just go to a place on the weekend, like pull the trigger and just go. And I mean, even pack the dogs up and just go. Stick them in the trailer, like. And
there's enough lakes around here that are close. Even that a weekend lake trip is
perfect.
Easy.
Yeah, it is easy, and you can spend $30-$40 in a parking spot.
Yeah,
even if that. Some of them, it depends on how long you are, where they're at. What amenities they have with them. But I was just like literally looking at that. I'm like, man, if we did, say like we got to like where we could actually go on trips on weekends. If we were doing this every weekend, we'd spend $800-$900 a month if we went a couple times a month, on just a quick little go up somewhere, come back trip. And so I was like, what if we got like a small little, like the smallest one they sell, like not the itty bitty like tiny ones, because those are more of like you just sleep in it and it's like you're driving your truck through trails off road and stuff. But like an actual, like, it's got a bed, it's got a shower, it's got a sink, it's got a little kitchen with a fridge, and it's got a TV in it, AC, like glamping, whatever you call it. Glamping, I think is what it is, but like it's bougie camping.
Yeah.
Like enough to where like, say the weather sucks or like it's stupid hot and we want to cool off. Like, hey, instead of having to go into a tent or drive back up to our rent house that we're paying $200 a night at, like, let's just go park out in the woods in the camper with a camper and at a campground clearly. But like, it's just like looking at that. It's just like, again, like cheapest you can do them would be like probably pushing almost $250 a month.
Yeah.
And that's like adding other stuff that I'm not thinking of, like title, license change, all that, and then like include gassing and kind of that, like kind of like it adds up, But like even so, like it would be so much easier to just go somewhere. So much easier. Like say like this weekend, like we could have just gone chilled at Lake of the Pines, paid for a camp spot. We didn't have to go into the lake. We don't have to do anything. We just stay up there by the lake, you know. And if we wanted to get in, I guess we could, But I don't own a boat yet, but. It'd be a while for I own a boat.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say that's when you can have the good what I grew up with Colton doing. Like every summer, it's like good long. They would usually wait for long weekends,
like
basically.
Mr. Airy, that's where he took off this week too. He went to Lake of the Pines.
Yeah, I know he said he was going to the lake
up there. I don't know if they got a boat out there or not. I mean, I know his brother owns a boat. He might have come out there and dropped it off for them to use, kind of deal. I don't know what they worked out, but like. I mean, if I had a boat, it'd be simple, just tow it up there and deal with it later, I tow the camper, stick the camper up there. Lake of the Pines isn't far at all, know, so it's like 40-minute drive. It's not even 40 from my house. I think it's only 20 minutes to Lake of the Pines from my house.
So look, when I get the Bronco, I'll be able to tow your boat.
Because I own a boat.
You can tow the camper, I'll tow your boat.
We'll just take Mr. Chris's new pontoon boat.
We can do that too. We just say, hey, we're gonna snag it.
What you doing this Saturday? But no, like, because like I was thinking about it, and like she's along the lines of she hates the idea of it, But I'm like, I was like, have you ever been in one? And she was like, she actually had an answer. She said yes, she had been in one.
Like an RV or like a camper?
Yeah, a travel trailer. She had some friends that she stayed in one with, and she never had good times. I think going out with places because she like really wanted to be around her mom. Like she was that kind of like around her parents. She was very. I don't want to say she wasn't.
Was she like a homesick kid?
Yeah, she would get homesick. She'll get like, and it's just because she wants to be with him. She doesn't have to be next to him.
I remember one of the first times I went and stayed with Colton. It was horrible. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, this is weird. It was that like, this is a new spot, new places, kind of weird kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like even like when you came and stayed with us, I don't feel like it was that bad.
Well, no, but that's because we grew up together.
Yeah.
Like that was very different. Like Colton was like obviously we've known Colton forever, but I was first or second grade or something like that. I think when I met, I was first grade. He was kindergarten when I met him.
We were that young.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, I've known him majority of my life, but I don't think I stayed over at his house until like we had known each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I specifically remember that.
Yeah. But, like I said, like, we just kind of, and like I said, it was like a scratch the surface conversation, because I was like, there's no way I could convince her, anytime soon right now. Not until we have, a second income anyways, because, like, we want to be in a financial place where, like, we're not looking to be so well off that we're not worried about money. But, like, we want to, like, we want to have our own house. We want to have those things. But also, it's like, if we had a camper, like, even if we could save up for it and pay for it in cash, like, literally just take it out whenever we want, wherever we want. If I wanted to take it to another state, we could, like go up to Colorado. Do they have you can park in half of their state parks up there and just chill in the state parks. Now, granted, like, you should probably do your, due diligence on where you're going, but it's just telling her. I was like, I mean, if we were to pay for a hotel and then drove to, Colorado or something like that and stayed there, like, we're easily spending $2,000.
Yeah.
Easily spend it. And that's just on gas, getting there, and, like, snacks, road trips, stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Like, we're already talking, a couple $100 there. And then whatever we're paying for wherever we're at. I mean.
Yeah, you're going to be eating out.
If we're eating out, like, you can spend easily $6,000, $7,000 on the easiest, simplest of trips. Like, and that's nuts to think about. Like, we kind of splurged when we went on our honeymoon. I mean, and I paid $2,400 for that place for the week, which seems ridiculous,
Yeah, for a full week, that's not bad.
It was a full week in a condo, nice and clean. It actually slept 5 people.
I was gonna say, I think that's about what we usually pay, like around
And
for
so
the Florida stuff.
And like we actually ate. We didn't go out to eat every night. I think we probably went out to eat most nights and like for lunch and stuff. But we were like, hey, there's all kinds of places. Let's go. One, there's a wing place in Alabama. Phenomenal. It's called Island Wings. Absolutely love their wings.
Did y'all have did you have like a budget out, or did you just?
We just well, and again, we got married, and we were very graciously loved by a lot of people. Luckily, and they gave a lot of money. That we did not earn. Clearly, it was all given to us. And it wasn't like it's not like we got given $10,000 or something like that. But we got given enough that we used all cash on our trip, pretty much. We kept it under $4,000.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna be expensive because I wanna if I don't go to Hawaii before I get married and have a honeymoon, that's what my honeymoon's gonna be. I want to go to Hawaii so bad. I want to go so bad.
It's just not gonna happen. I think
I didn't get to go when I was younger.
Why don't you convince your mom to go to Hawaii?
I think she would. Oh no, I wouldn't have to convince her.
It would be convincing your dad.
It'd be convincing Dad, and then that would
make you. Hey, already tell her to Mom, I'll pay my own way to get there and back.
Oh, I probably would, but
that's what I was gonna have to do.
But that would have to be it'd be a couple years out. We would have to because they would want to try and do it for the family vacation.
Oh yeah.
Which is with my aunt and uncle as well and their family. So it would have to be a very, very,
very, very planned
out, well in advance. So it'd be a couple years at best.
I remember because and here's the thing. You didn't even get on the register to go, right? You didn't have the option, right?
Apparently I did. Mom swears, and I
who would turn down Hawaii?
That's
Mom?
That's what I told her because she says she always said because Haley went. It was Haley's band. It was their band trip.
Yeah.
The band trip that they blew all the money on, basically. So we didn't even have a band trip for another 2 or 3 years. But yeah, they blew pretty much all the money on that band trip. Haley was either a freshman or a sophomore. No, she was a freshman because I was an 8th grader. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't in high school yet. But Mom went as a chaperone, one of the chaperones, because obviously Mom's gonna take a chance to go to Hawaii. If my kids
had the opportunity, I'd be like, "Screw you, kids! I'm leaving once I get there."
Yeah, so she took it, and Mom swears that she asked me if I wanted to go.
No one's gonna turn down Hawaii.
That's exactly what I tell her every single time. And she swears that I said no.
If I told Emily, "Hey, babe, we're going to Hawaii. It's paid for. All we got to do is pay our ticket to get there. Food, all that stuff, lodging, it's all covered." She hates flying. Will not eat. I'm trying to convince her to fly because I want to go places. I want to go see some crazy stuff. I want to go to Hawaii. But she was she won't do a plane. And so I'm okay. She's the first time I get on a plane, we're keeping it under 3 hours. Flight wise. From time to take off to time to land, let's keep it under 3 hours. I'm okay. We can't just go to Hawaii. Makes sense. That's a 10-hour flight or something. I don't know how long it is.
I don't think it's that long. I think it's 6 or 7 or something.
But if I told her, hey, it's paid, all we got to do is get on the plane and go, she'd be like, I'm getting on that plane. Whether I am drunk, incapacitated, or knocked out, whatever it is, I will get on that plane and we'll make it. So.
Yeah, I'd swear. I was I don't know why you think. I don't know what. But apparently she says I just said, no, I didn't want to go. I was To be honest, though, it was a band trip.
Yeah.
They were very scheduled. It was like our trip when we went to Disney. When we went to Disney for spring break, we got 3 full days at Disney, basically. Yeah. And so we were running through because we were trying to see multiple different areas. So we were running through everything, and it just wasn't enough time.
Yeah, my band trip was freshman year, it was DC. Washington, D.C. And I'm I get it. It's a really neat place.
I feel like that's a historical,
that's garbage.
Field trip.
It was the most garbage trip
I feel like that's more like a field trip,
and,
not a...
Okay, now that I'm an adult and, have an appreciation for some history...
Did y'all go to the museums
all the
stuff?
natural museums.
Yeah.
All of them. We got to see the Washington, D.C., whatever, the Capitol, whatever, all that garbage. It was stupid, though, because then we had to play at it. We had to play.
Oh, it was one of those trips?
Yeah.
Okay.
And but had we gone to Disney World, that was because it was the big 4-year, every 4 years they went on a big trip. I just happened to, they alternated between DC and Florida, right? And of course it's Disney World down in Florida. Bruh, you get to march in the parade.
That's what we did, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of like it's like one of the stipulations kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you
I'm
get
like,
to you march in the
I
parade.
could give a crap less. I would love to go march in the parade at freaking Disney World.
It was
But you know
hot.
what we had to do? We had to go stand at some monument and play historical songs.
Yeah, Disney wasn't that bad. I mean, it was. I will say,
Trash.
it piqued my interest enough that I do want to go back, because
So much funner as an adult. It is.
I absolutely loved.
I went not too long ago.
We went to Epcot.
Yeah.
Loved that.
Epcot's freaking legit.
That because just. Dude, I swear I ate more food than I ever had.
Right.
Because it's like you're going through all the different cultures of the different areas, and like you want to try the food.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to say we had like 4 meals that day because that day we stayed there for like 4 or 5 hours. Like that was the majority of our day, because that night they had like a fireworks show and stuff like that. So we had lunch, dinner, and then I want to say we had 2 more meals. The group that I was with, like, because they were just like stay in groups of 4 or 5, do whatever. So I do want to go back because I love that. I want to go to Universal, which obviously isn't a part of Disney, but
what's the place? Because I think they've changed the names since I've been, right? Because there was, it's like the one with all the like tech stuff, like it's all like fancy stuff, like because like
tech stuff.
I remember because like it's the place where you can also build your lightsaber or like
that's
is it part of Epcot?
No. So Epcot it's the big globe, and it's the
this is the giant magic hat.
Yeah. So Epcot is like all the different cultures. Like there's like a China, there's a Japan, there's a Greece, there's the like little villages basically, and it's literally all little villages, kind of awesome. Like, and you go. It was really really cool.
Yeah, see,
because there's like gift shops, there's food restaurants, stuff like that, and so like, again, you can try all the different food, right. And there's different gift shops of like local air, and so that was like, it was basically like a tour around the world kind of thing. And it's literally just a big circle around this big lake in the middle, and so you can just walk around, and then they have fireworks in the lake in the middle at night. It was really cool.
So I think mine was the Magic Kingdom, but they were also, it was a different
name.
name.
So we went to all of them. So we went there. We went to, what's it called? Typhoon Lagoon. It's the water park.
Yeah, that was fun.
We spent a couple hours there. We spent like an hour at the zoo, what do they call it? The Animal Kingdom.
That one's okay, but
we sped through it. It was literally, we didn't have enough time to do like the lesser spots. We had like 2 hours at them. Epcot, we spent a majority of the time there, and then like the actual castle, main
main theme park,
the main theme park, we spent like half a day, almost a full day there. But the other ones, it was just like speed through because we're trying to get through them. We didn't go to, I think that is Universal.
I think because that's where I went, because I remember I built this really neat little.
I want to go because of the Harry Potter
car.
And I think it's because I think Disney's there too.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Well, I mean, because Star Wars is now a part of Disney, so I'd feel like it'd be somewhere in the kingdom. Because Epcot is like Warner Brothers kind of stuff, because that's Harry Potter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I know it was like, because like we went when I was a kid, and then I went old when I was older, right after graduating, because Donnie and Monica got married, and that's where they went for their honeymoon.
Yeah.
It was that whole weird situation. And so like, I mean, pretty much just got to go to Disneyland for free, or wherever it was, and it was neat. We got to see a couple things, but we didn't do anything, because like we literally spent like one day in the park with them, because that's all we could afford. We were so poor. Like, dude, like, I don't know how.
Oh, yeah, it's dumb.
Stupid expensive.
You talking about spending thousands.
Yeah.
You spend... See, because this is my thing. If I'm going to go back, I'm going for a solid week.
Yeah.
Not just like, we're traveling one. Because that was the thing. It was a spring break, and we traveled like...
2 days.
On a Monday. Yeah, we traveled on Monday and then traveled on Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was the only actual days we
that's
had.
Trash.
No, it was garbage.
I want to leave on a weekend. I want to get there.
Yeah, I want to do what we do for like our vacation, Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
We leave Saturday and we leave Saturday. Yeah. So we have the whole week, and I'm spending a day at
each place.
Like all the parks. Yeah. Just because I want to be able to get like a full view, because I don't do the rides either.
I'm
so
just saying,
I don't.
You're gonna be pretty close when you're down there in Florida. Why not just take a couple days and go?
No, because
Mom,
Because again, we're gonna spend an extra $5,000 on Disney World.
But yeah,
because that's the thing. That week, if I spend a whole week in Disney World, I'm spending $5,000 easy, which is ridiculous. Like it's like, no, I don't want to spend that, but
like, I ain't even got $5,000 to spend.
Everything's so expensive. Like it's just gonna happen.
But like, that's where my mind comes in, and I'm like, I get traveling down with a travel trailer to like Florida would suck. Like you're talking probably making it a day and a half trip realistically, because
one minimum you're 12 hours driving.
Yeah, 12 hours. Now you get down into where Disney World is, you're 16 hours. So just make it 2 days. Spend 10 hours each day driving. That's 20 plus hours of driving, right? But like, if I had a long weekend and took a week off, like I could spend the 2 days driving down there, park the thing at close by. Because there's trailer parks that you're like, not trailer parks. That just sounds trashy. It is. But like they have those kind of RV parks, nearby. Yes, they're going to cost you a little bit more to park. But again, if I paid $250 a month for my travel trailer, right? Or say, hey, I that's why I paid $250 and I'm paying now $15,000, and then I go pay $400 or $500 to park somewhere for a week. And I get to go in, I'm still like, I'm gonna spend $4,000 or $5,000, but like eventually by the time I'm done, I've done that 3 or 4 times. Like I won't have spent half as much as somebody would if they got a hotel in Disney World.
Yeah. See, I don't think I want to do the hotel in the park kind of thing.
Oh my God, it's so expensive.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that, but I would want to be, because like what I would want to do, what we did for the band trip was we were close. We were literally like a mile from the main Magic Kingdom, whatever that's called. That's probably what I would want to do. I really just want to go play the golf course.
Yeah.
I want to play the golf course that's there because I've seen so much stuff about it. What's our time at anyway?
About 35 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
So we're going to shorten this one up now.
Well, because I got more. Well, because we're going to split basically. Yeah. So, because I got more stuff to talk about, so we're kind of we're on track.
Are you going to separate it here or like?
No, I'm literally just going to go cut. So I mean, we can cut here.